Morning, peace and blessings. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless, and I'm back with another video. And before we get into the subject, man, and as the title said, another unaliving by ICE in Minnesota. My thoughts on the Alex Pretti situation. Rest in peace, first and foremost, to Alex Pretti. My condolences to the friends and family of that man. Um, yeah, we're gonna get into that. But first and foremost, man, it's cold out here, bro. I mean, half the country is under freezing temperatures, um, record-breaking temperatures below zero, the whole nine. We catching some of that, a lot of that where I'm at. So, the southern part of the country, the southeast, all the way from Texas, the southwest, all the way up to the east coast and the middle of the country is dealing with this extreme freezing weather temperatures. A lot of people have lost power. So, praying for everybody out there that's dealing with these weather conditions. Stay warm, praying for everybody. So definitely make sure that you take the proper precautions. And man, still got to get it out the mud out here working. Hey man, the temperature crazy, but hey, still got to make the donuts, man. That's one thing about this year round. You know, gotta be, gotta stay safe, man. Gotta stay warm. All right, now let's get to the situation at hand. There's been a lot of difference of opinions regarding this situation. If you don't know, if you've been living under a rock the last few days, over the weekend, a young man by the age of 37 by the name of Alex Pretti was unalive by ICE. We already had the situation in Minnesota also with Renee Good, maybe two weeks ago. And in this particular situation, we have video footage of the whole incident as well. Now, people could say that the ICE officers acted irrationally. They handled the situation. They didn't have to unalive this young man, right? So these protesters are out there protesting while ICE is doing an investigation trying to locate and arrest an illegal immigrant. And see the situation where ICE agent pushes a young lady to the ground. And Alex Pretti, 37 years old once again, runs up and tries to assist the young lady, pick her up off the ground, and ICE pepper sprays him. As they pepper spray him, they go to take him to the ground. It's about 6 or 7 ICE agents. And at some point, they discover that he has a loaded weapon on him. And come to find out, he had a loaded 9mm, a SIG with 2 extra clips, fully loaded. So as they're tussling with the man, they find out he has a weapon, and you hear several shots go off, multiple camera angles show exactly where the ICE officer, one of them, basically execution style, unalive the man. And I think that another ICE agent at that moment had retrieved the weapon from him. Very unfortunate, sad situation. It didn't have to go like that. I'm so saddened by what actually transpired. Now, whether the ICE agents, you can argue, didn't have to do what they did or not. I'm not going to focus on that. There's an open investigation going on. People rightfully are outraged by what happened. But I've been saying since the last situation, and even prior to that, that you have to understand one thing. When you're going to protest against ICE, which are federal agents, you have to understand that they are doing investigations. So blocking their vehicle, throwing things at them, getting into physical altercation is looked upon legally as impeding on a federal investigation. ICE is not there to be fighting with protesters. You do have the right to protest peacefully, assemble, but these are not peaceful protests. Whether Alex posed an imminent threat or not, when he went over there and inserted himself in a situation that had nothing to do with him with this young lady, you become an instant threat. And then you do have the right to carry, but you do not have the right to run up on officers while they're dealing with somebody with a loaded weapon without their knowledge. I'm hearing that he didn't have an ID with him. So this is all about choices at the end of the day. Alex Pretti, rest in peace, made a conscientious decision to come out with a loaded weapon and to get involved with ICE agents as they were dealing with another citizen. That being in itself, you put yourself in harm's way, you put the ICE agents in harm's way, and you put that young lady and the rest of the public in harm's way. You should never interfere when federal agents are conducting an arrest or conducting an investigation. Period. Now, me being a black man in America, one thing we learned about these situations with Alex Pretti and with Renee Good, that they do not discriminate against race, color, sexual orientation, none of that. And I told people, stay away from these ICE agents. Let them do their job, because they're going to start to turn up. These people are already dealing with a hostile They already dealing with hostile situations as it is. Was it right? Was it wrong? Hey, you could argue that till you blue in the face. My argument is you shouldn't have never been there to begin with. So you make a conscious decision to come outside your house and get involved with something like that. He could have made a decision to wake up and go in the refrigerator, grab a cold beer, and watch it unfold on television. He could have made a conscious decision to go down there, protest away from the ICE agents, and sit back and watch everything unfold. But he made a conscious decision to intervene. Once you do that, everything changes. As a black man in America, I know better. And see, this is one thing, like, you got a lot of people that's talking about this situation on social media, especially black people. But you don't see no black people in Minnesota getting involved with this, because we know better. We know to stay, listen, if the federal government is in town, 9 times out of 10, most people know to lay low. Stay out the way, don't pose no threat. Because believe it, if one federal agency such as ICE is in town, a few others are in town. The FBI, Homeland Security, We know how these people roll. And what are you protesting about? You protesting against federal law, immigration laws that have been on the books since the beginning of time. I'm not trying to justify what happened. I'm just saying choices determine what happened. Every cause has an effect. Whatever you choose can ultimately be your fate. I know for a fact, if I go, you can't even interfere with local police as they conducting an arrest or an investigation. It's called impeding, which is a crime. Running up on police, law enforcement of any kind, local, state, county, or federal, with a loaded weapon, that wasn't a smart move. I'm not trying to say what the ICE agents did was justified. I'm not trying to say it wasn't. The investigation would determine that, whether the ICE agents were wrong or if they were right. If they don't like the outcome of the investigation, then they can appeal it. But choices to stay up out of situations that do not concern you is what I'm talking about. None of this would ever happen if he would have chose to mind his business. Now, I said that when it pertained to Renee Good. A lot of people want to say, "Oh, no, I'm not justifying anything." We already know how the police get down. And make no mistake, these ICE agents, these police, they are people too. They put their pants leg one leg at a time, just like we do. You know what I'm saying? They put their pants leg on one leg at a time, like everybody else. They trying to make it home to their family like anybody else. So for you to sit here and think that, they don't have a right to self-defense. They see a weapon on you. These ICE agents, you saw what happened to the National Guards of Washington, D.C. They got sniped. They don't know if you got another weapon on you. They don't know if you got somebody with you that's going to try to do something. They don't know. Now, he might have had good intentions, but you never get involved with a federal investigation or a federal arrest. 2 lives have been lost in Minnesota. The governor and the mayor are still keeping this rhetoric going with ISIS, Gestapo, and you radicalizing these citizens to go out in the streets and confront federal agents. That's dangerous, man. And then you tell your local police department to not get involved. But when you see in other states like Florida, Texas, you don't see no chaos like this going on. Why? Because they are working with the federal agents so they can conduct their investigations. They're not impeding, they're not encouraging these violent protests. I seen an ICE agent get his finger bit off by a protester. I seen an ICE agent chasing an illegal immigrant to arrest him, and 2 others individuals came out their house and assaulted the ICE agent with shovels and brooms, and he ended up shooting one of them in the leg or something. This is chaos. This is federal agents conducting investigations. You don't see nowhere that this going on but sanctuary cities and states that are condoning and their citizens on the front. They don't care about their citizens. If they cared about them, they would tell them, look, stay out the way. We don't want none of y'all to get hurt. Let them do their job. But they telling them to go out there. Opposed to just letting ICE into the jails to get the illegal immigrants that have committed crimes. They telling the federal government, they telling ICE, nah, you can't do that. So ICE, knowing that you got people that's illegal immigrants that have committed crimes, that you most likely, after they serve their time or whatever, they're gonna go back to society. Now they got to go into the community and look for these individuals. That's endangering the community, the ICE agents, and the illegal immigrants they trying to capture. But I don't hear people on the left having that equal smoke for their local and state government that is perpetuating this chaotic environment. Totally irresponsible. Now, what you do have to do is look at everything from a lot. ICE ain't nothing new. ICE been around for 20-something years. A lot of these ICE agents have served under multiple presidents, multiple administrations. They served under Bush. They served under Obama. They served over Trump his first term. They served under Biden, and now they serving under Trump. All of a sudden, we have this resistance towards ICE, only because Trump in office. Do you not know they trying to talk about these ICE agents is racially profiling? Do you not know, when you look at the statistics, more than half of these ICE agents are Hispanic? This ain't got nothing to do with race or gender. And they showing you that because they just unalived a white man and a white woman in the last month. And I told people, for your own safety, regardless if you think ICE is right or wrong, that's your prerogative. Stay out the way, man. Stay out the way. I don't get involved with the police whatsoever. I don't even like driving down the street with the police on the side of me or behind me. I try to stay clear out their way. So I for sure ain't finna get involved with them conducting an investigation or arresting somebody. That ain't my business. I'm telling you, if you hear this message, stay out the way, man. Stay out the way. It ain't worth it. But yeah, man, I just wanted to come with my initial thoughts on this situation. Rest in peace to Alex Pretti. Unfortunate situation. I never am trying to celebrate anybody losing their life or make light of that. I'm only here to try to encourage people to stay safe. You ain't an illegal immigrant. They not looking for you. I mean, even the people that they out here protesting for, these Somalians in Minnesota, they not even out there. They know better. You don't see them out here protesting for Renee Good. They not finna be out here for Alex Pretti. They know better. It's mainly these white liberals, which I believe majority of them are paid protesters. Listen, white liberals, they not discriminating just because you're white. They keeping equal smoke for everybody that's getting involved. And what you think gonna happen? They gonna get off. Clear as day, they gonna get off. It ain't worth it. I bet you if you talk to Alex Pretti family, they'll tell you that it wasn't worth it. They would rather him still be alive. But yeah, man, my initial thoughts on the situation. Rest in peace to that young man. Condolences to the family. It's your boy Jay Taylor. Drop it off in the comment section. Peace and blessings. We love y'all. Until next time, we should talk to you soon. Peace and blessings.